Hello and welcome back, guys. This is Ibrahim Qureshi here. So today I am going to do a quick video on adding another domain controller to my Active Directory. My Active Directory is called agileops.co.uk, which is also my blog, which is agileops.co.uk. I'm sure you guys know it. If you don't, just remember agileops.co.uk is my blog. So I also have an Active Directory running at my on my lab at home, basically. So yeah, be sure to check out my blog because I have a lot of content posted after VMware Explore 2020 in Las Vegas. So let's get started. So I just installed a Windows Server 2019 because that's the version I am running at this moment. I named it DC Wino 1 because I already have a DC Wino 2. DC Wino 1 was corrupted like a couple of years ago, and I didn't bother reinstalling a new DC. What I have done is I have basically just given it a name and rebooted it, and of course, as it's an Active Directory server, I have given a static IP address to it. So let's get started. Let's remote into this. Let's jump on this new server. I think I have IP'd it as 253. Okay, WinDC01, and you can see that I have given the IP address. So the easiest way to go and IP it is from here. You just basically, if you don't know, you just give the IP address. Make sure you set the first DNS server as your other Active Directory domain controller. That's very important. Now what we are going to do is we are going to install Active Directory services. So to do that, you go to manage and then add remove roles, and then we'll just say next, and then we'll say role-based features, role-based or feature-based installation, next, and that's where we are going to install it. Not a remote control remote computer, not a virtual hard disk. So just select that, click next, and I'm going to select Active Directory domain services, and then also I need DNS. So two things. And also what we will do along with that is we will also add some tools which we'll need to manage this Active Directory. Where is that? Thought it was here. So this is already getting added, which is fine. That's fine. I think we have everything. Let's click next here. We will select remote server administration tool. So that's already there. So it's in the feature basically. Yeah. PowerShell is coming along with that. That's it basically. That's all we need. Click next, next, and we'll start the installation. Okay, so the installation is done. This is running on SSD, so it's quite fast, as you can see. And there you go. So this basically is the first part, installing the features, and then you basically go and promote it. So I would say the domain is agileops.co.uk. Add a domain control to an existing domain. That's what we're doing. Add a new domain to existing forest. No. Add a new forest. No. So this is what we're doing. And as I said, my domain is agileops.co.uk. And then I need to give my credentials. I am also the enterprise admin. Click next. So we still need to go through this wizard. You'll see it will talk to the AD, and then it'll come back and say my authentication is okay, and then we'll go to the next step. If you do want to create a read-only DC, this is where you will basically also, on the next step, you'll see whether you want to make it a read-only domain controller. But yeah, we are just installing this as a secondary domain controller, primary in this case. We already have one, right? So it's going to be secondary. Okay, so as you can see, we are on the next step, and now it's asking you specify the domain controller capabilities. So I'm going to select domain controller, also has DNS and global catalog, and then also it's not a read-only domain controller. So make sure you do, obviously if you're making a read-only domain controller, then you will select that, but if it is not, then you wouldn't. It has not picked up any site because I don't think I have created any sites. That's something for another session. So how to create Active Directory sites and services. So at the moment we are waiting for it still. Once we are ready, we'll basically then punch in restore mode DSRM password. Yeah. Okay, so now we are ready. As you can see, now this option for read only is getting available, but we don't want to make it a read only DC, so it's called RODC. We don't want to do that. So the first site name, so I don't have anything created. That's a part for another session where I can show you how to create Active Directory sites and services, so we can restrict certain subnets and sites on one particular domain controller, and then we can restrict the other domain controller or to another site, so we have local traffic. But anyway, let's punch in a password for this and then click next. Delegation for DNS server cannot be created because the authoritative parent zone cannot be found. I'm going to take a screenshot of this so I can research into this later. We'll have to fix this eventually because I do want DNS to be replicating as well. DNS Okay, so let's leave that. I think we should be able to continue still, even though we have that error message. Yeah, any domain controller is fine. Still talking to the domain controller, I guess. Yeah, so you can see it is still showing O1 there, which is a little bit worrying, which makes me think, should I rename this to O3 maybe, because I used to have a TCO1 before. So let's quickly do that. Let's stop for a moment because it's not good to have a duplicate. Oh, let's see whether we can clean it up. No, let's create a third one. That's fine. I'll figure out what to do and how to remove it later. So let's name it O3. Obviously we have changed the name, so we need to give it a bounce. Should be powered on. Let's reconnect. It's pretty quick. Yeah, it's rebooted, as you can see here. It is running on SSD, by the way. So okay, so we are going to start the step 2 again. Before that, just check the name is changed, and then now again we are going to promote this server to the domain controller. Same steps again. Give the domain name. Okay, so while this is booting, well, configuring, it says the name now. Let me show you the other domain controller, which is okay. So this is the existing domain controller. You can see the domain name is agileops.co.uk. If you go to administrators, you can see me there, and then I just want to show you the memberships I have. I am the administrator, I am the domain administrator, I am of course a user, and then I'm also an enterprise admin. Okay, I guess you will need to be an enterprise admin when you want to add a new domain controller. Excuse me guys, it's 1 in the morning, so bit sleepy here, but yeah, there you go. So what we'll see is what we'll see is we'll see all these groups and OUs, all the labs users, and everyone migrating to the new domain controller once it's all set up. The VDI users, no, VDI OUs, all these are OUs, right? So yeah, that's one thing. And let's jump back here. Okay, it's still taking time. There you go, we are here now. Let's set a password. And then as you know, this is the only site, and if you want to create a read-only domain controller, that's what you would select. But yeah, you need to select global catalog and then give next. This is very important. Make sure you remember this directory services restore mode, DSRM password. Click next. Yeah, we got that error message before. Click next. Takes a little bit of time and then it basically populates the domain controllers. So what I would do now is, because I know for the fact that I do not have a domain controller which is DC-Vino1, I would probably go in the drop down and select only the existing domain controller which I just showed you, which is DC-Vino1, Vino2. So let's wait for it to come back. Yeah, it's back. So I'm going to select specific one because I know the other one is gone basically. Yeah, next. I'm happy with that. Next. So that's it. This is what we are going to do. Click next. Then it will start doing some prerequisite and then it will give us the okay to install it. Okay, so I have got this error message, says prerequisite check when it was going through. Windows Server 2019 domain controller have default security setting name, cryptography, that's all fine, but verification of prerequisite of domain controller promotion failed. You cannot install an additional domain controller at this time because RID master when okay DC01 is offline. One or more prerequisites failed. Please fix this issue. That is a pickle then, because I don't have this RODC available. So let's see what Google has to say about it. Hooray for AI, right? It reads exactly what you need. Verify read master status, power on. If the DC cannot be bought online, sees the master. The master server is permanently or cannot be recovered. That is the case in my situation. Sees the RID master role. If the read master is permanently offline, you need to seize the RID master role to another healthy domain controller. Use open active directory users, active directory user ADUC console and the and select the okay. Let's do that. We have it open here. Let's do that. So this is the existing secondary domain controller, but it is needs to be promoted. So look at the read master. So I guess we need to go to computers and domain controllers, I guess. Right click on the domain DADUC console and select the operations master options. Okay, This is all troubleshooting, guys. So because we got that error message. Okay, not this one. So we need a little bit more confirmation. Use this. Locate the read master. Right click the domain in the console and select the operations master option. Transfer the role. So if we right click, manage, is it in here? Okay, we can't manage it, right? Because it's offline. That's the whole point. How do I one of the reason why I didn't do this is I knew it was going to be a little bit messier, but I wanted to do it online, so I record and document it as well for you guys. Does anyone have experience removing old replication domain control from the primary, and the old DC has been removed and shut off or something? Found a link manage engine website. I'm not sure the command was not demoted properly, then until metadata cleanup is way to go. This article seems to cover everything else you might need to clean up, but metadata cleaner is most important part. I had to do metadata cleanup a handful of times over the years. I always go to the okay. Using the anti-DS utility incorrectly may result in partial or complete loss. Okay, first thing first, when you're doing stuff like this, which is scary, And again, I have only one vCenter server now, which is also my single point of failure. So I would definitely recommend to go into your vCenter or your ESX and take a snapshot of your DC. By the way, this is running ESX 8 and I am having what you call, I have installed this on Intel NUC 5 i5. Is the configuration? So yeah, so this is an Intel NUC i7, sorry, but it also was having 64 GB memory, but I am using memory tiering with NVMe M2 storage and I have bumped it to 318 GB. If you want to see how to do it, there is a blog which I have written, how to successfully configure NVMe memory tiering. Check that out. But okay, let's go back and do a couple of things. Let's take a snapshot of this virtual machine before promotion. Active directory before promotion. I didn't install what do you call, the VMware tool, so this is why I couldn't do a virtual machine snapshot. There you go, now it's working. I need to do that. Okay, but now I need to go to the other ESX, which is running on 100. So this is version 7 still. And here is my domain controller. Let's take a snap shot here. For removing the DC01. Okay, that's enough. Take snapshot. Now what we are going to do is follow the commands. We try to remove domain control from Active Directory by using DZ fails when you begin promoting a member server to the domain controller and fails. The reason not for your failure are not important for the scope of the article. You will be left with remains of DC objects inactive as part of the successful demotion process. Wizard removes the config data of the domain controller, but note above, a failed DC promo attempt might leave those objects in place. When you try to reinstall the server, the same computer and try to promote it to become domain controller, you will fail because DC promo process will still find the object and therefore refuse to recreate. Okay, in that event, NTDS objects is not removed correctly, and NTDS utility to manage NTDS settings object. If you give the new domain controller the same name as the failed computer, then you need to perform only the first procedure and clean up metadata. Remove the NTDS settings object. Failed domain controller. If you give the new domain controller a new name, then you will need to perform all three procedures. Clean up metadata, remove the failed server object on the site, and remove the computer object of the domain controller. You will need to follow the NTDS exe Directory certain services, Active Directory domain. Okay, so also make sure you use account that is a member of enterprise admins, which I am. Okay, so caution. Okay, that's fine. You took a snapshot. Wow, I think this is going to be for another day. Type the domain controller number and the number component to which domain. Select the domain. Type list of this site and press. So I can't understand is what if you need. Okay, if you give the new domain controller the same name as the field, then you need to perform only the first procedure to clean up metadata, which removes NTTS setting object and failed domain controller to give. Okay, so let's do that. So we can rename it back to what it was, which I want to. So just cancel this, give yes. Let's give it the same name. It will make our life easy because it's only one step I need to do rather than going through 3 steps. And then I would say let's also put it back on the same IP. The first one was before, so you might have another machine with that IP. Let's do that for now. Jump on the same server again. So we need to continue where we left. This is why you need to have console with you as well. Oops. Get in. So we got the right details. 10.10.10.51. Yeah, that's good. So back to the regional IP. Then let's close this and we'll reboot. Start now. That was quick, right? So now let's go back and finish reading this. So what are we going to do is copy command prompt. Okay, and TDUS utility. Metadata cleanup. Then we are going to give connections. So in the server connections, so that is the server name. Okay, win-dc-1 that would be. Okay, so we have to give this server name, which is dc2. Okay, brings over to, okay, it's connected. So we need to press Q now. Type the list of domains and press enter. This is all domains in the forest within list domains. Okay, yeah, that's the domain. Okay, so select domain 0. So list sites. Okay, we got it listed. Type the selected site number 0 again. Okay, that's good. And then now we are going to say select. So now it has picked up this one and this one, right? Two servers. So this is the server I want to get rid of. So this is server we are going to get rid of. This is the command we are going to give to get rid of. So now let's see what it says. So type select server number and press enter. So select server 0. So that's the server we are getting rid of. Okay, list it again then. What happened there? Where are we? So this is the name, right, for this server 200 and 100. So it's saying server 200 we are getting rid of. So let's copy that. Okay, select operation again, Q. Okay, so here it is. There you go. Let's take a screenshot of this as well. Save that too. Okay, so that's basically just saying are you sure you want to remove this object, which is rc1? Yes. Okay, that's the interesting one. This is going to seize that. So asking us again, from a primary domain control role, yeah, seize it. Are you sure you want to seize the role of RID master role? Yes. Sure you want to seize the infrastructure role for the value? Yes. Okay, so we are done. That was interesting. Okay, let's go back in here. So we just need to quit. This is the first time I have ever played with ntd util as ntds util. So this are the Oh no, I didn't want to delete that. It's gone. Anyway, there's nothing you can do wrong. Let's refresh this. Yay, that's gone. So let's start this setup again and add this domain controller. See, I knew this would turn out to be a troubleshooting session. Okay, so saved. That's saved. So that's all coming in the blog, guys. Okay, go back to 1. We are going to add this back as a domain controller. So you can see that exclamation mark. Now we are going to promote it again. So let's get the password right this time. So this is the third time is a charm. Let's see. Okay, that's good. Now we are going to set a password for the DSRM and click next. That's fine, we got that error message before as well. I have a screenshot of this. Click next. Now we'll see only one domain controller. So we successfully removed it, as you can see. I'll say any domain controller here, doesn't matter because it's only one there. So this is where the default directories are. I will leave it. Click next, and everything here is what we wanted. Click next. So there you go. Now it has successfully passed. We don't have any error messages. Click install to begin. That's what it is showing. So we will click install. And when this reboots, this will become revived Windows DC1. And also I think you will see the objects getting replicated as well once it is done. Yeah. The server was successfully configured as a domain controller. Brilliant. So let's refresh this. Oh no, I named it differently again. DC Win01. Before it was Win DC02. Oh dear. Well, it doesn't matter, but this is the domain controller. Names doesn't matter. But I should have just checked what name it was having, Win DC02. So I should have named this Win DC01. But anyway, but I got the domain controller back. So the main thing is I need to go and check in this domain controller whether all the accounts and everything is there. Oh, that was a shame. I should have checked the name properly. I think I changed the naming convention after a while. So no, actually we could try it. I want to see whether see all the Active Directory domains services are there. And which server is this? 51. Yeah. And let's see, Active Directory domains and users, and everything looks like it is here. Yeah. So now we have 51 and 52, everything. So that's 52 and that's 51, and you can see everything is replicated, all the objects have been replicated. So that's a successful session, apart from the fact that I forgot what I named this PC, this Active Directory domain controller. It was WinDC02, and now I named this with my new naming convention, I guess, DC Win01. It doesn't matter with the name, I guess, but at least I learned a new thing, how to remove a domain controller. I will link this page on the YouTube video description as well, so you can follow it. It was quite straightforward instructions how to do it, and yeah, in 40 minutes I started doing it, adding a domain controller, and then I guess we ran into the error of not having the primary domain controller, and we went through the steps how to remove the primary domain controller, as it is offline now. And then once we removed it, we promoted the new domain controller in the place for that particular one. And before doing that, basically we made the existing one which was there, the secondary one, as a primary, and we made it the read master, and we seized the role for that one. So that was a good exercise for us, and everything is been replicated here. As you can see, all the users are there, everything is there. So yeah, that's all folks for today. I think it was a successful session. It has taken some time in the middle. I was pausing and reading the instructions, but if you do want to follow it, if you do have an Active Directory domain controller which you are not using or which you can't recover, and if you're doing on your production environment, just go through this tutorial first, and it is quite straightforward. Make sure you have snapshots, how I have taken snapshots, and then do it. So basically you have something to go back if you run a command which is incorrect or something like that. But yeah, it was quite straightforward. There was no error messages, and we successfully upgraded the new domain controller and added the new domain controller as a secondary one now. Alright, thanks a lot guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and hopefully I'll be coming up with new videos on VCF9, so stay tuned. Bye.
Thank you very much for watching. Comment down below and let me know if you like today's topic. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell to get all new updates from me. My blog is agileops.co.uk. Be sure to subscribe to my blog, because all the videos which I am covering on my YouTube channel, I'll be posting blog posts around it, so you can follow with step-by-step instructions with screenshots. I would love to hear from you, so you can follow me on Twitter and send me a message on Twitter, or you can send me a direct message at Ibrahim Qureshi, as you can see here. Enjoy watching and keep sharing. Cheers, bye.